advice for the Honorable Judge Adolf Hitler.
Everyone may be seated. Today, we are in court on a matter of America and its role in world affairs. I see that everyone is ready. Court is now in session. Prosecutor, please give your opening statement.
Today, we are here to show how America should be limited in world affairs, as it overlooks its own domestic issues. Even though America has helped out and involved in world affairs, it has done more harm than good, and therefore they should be punished.
The defense may now give their opening statements.
As you heard, I, America, am being accused of hurting others and overlooking my own problems. I focus too much on world affairs. I am here to rebut that and will show you through my evidence that I do not overlook any issues in America and should not be limited from world affairs.
The prosecution may call up their first witness.
Prosecution would like to call Roosevelt to the stand. So, Mr. Roosevelt, you're here today because your involvement in world affairs has caused you to overlook any domestic issues. Ever since I have been inaugurated to office, I have been passing laws through Congress to help my country and its people to get out of the depression by restarting the economy. Then why in this book, Slavery by Another Name, published by Douglas Blackman, talk about how the era of neo-slavery, where African Americans were once again chained and forced to work against their will in a vicious cycle of so-called jobs, otherwise known as slave labor? And why do you only put a stop to it after Japanese and German propaganda? I don't need your response, because on page 382 it says that it was a strange irony that after 74 years of hollow emancipation, the final delivery of African Americans from overt slavery and from the quiet complicity of the federal government in their servitude was precipitated only in response to the horrors perpetrated by an enemy country against its own despised minorities. I would like to present to the jury this photo, which shows the propaganda that was sent to the African Americans and to America. Do you think money is worth more than basic human rights granted to the American people under the Constitution? You can't even follow what America wrote in your Constitution. You're the same as the British, who oppressed and chained you to their system of government. Look at this photo. This is much worse than what the British did to you during the Revolution. It took foreign propaganda to quicken the end of slavery, which means that you would have taken your time in ending slavery. But because of national security was threatened, you quickly ended slavery so that the minority groups would not rise up against your government. I end my interrogation. I would like to call Winston Churchill to the stand. Mussolini says here that I should be limited in my involvement in world affairs. Correct. During both world wars, we came in and helped the Allies win the war against Germany. We helped in defeating Hitler and liberating the Jews from the concentration camps. But I heard that you knew about the persecution of the Jewish people and their placement in concentration camps early on in the war, and you did nothing about it. Also, Hitler followed your model of eugenics and actually complimented you on it. Remember in 1934, Adolf Hitler sent a letter to American eugenicist Leon Whitney complimenting him for a book he had written on sterilization? I don't know what you're talking about, but we never knew about the Holocaust until we stumbled upon them, and Hitler did not compliment us. Continuing on, I believe you remember the events of World War II and the result of it? Very clearly. Anyways, Roosevelt here says that they did not know anything about the Holocaust until he found the camps. And if he knew about them early on, he'd have done something sooner. So as I was doing my research, unlike some people, I found a documentary called America and the Holocaust. In this documentary, it states that America knew very early on about the persecution of the Jews and how there were concentration camps in Germany. Roosevelt is right in some points in that America did not know what was happening to the Jews when it started. But that does not matter, because when the Jewish did get intel about the camps and deaths of Jews, they promised the Jewish organizations they would do something about it. But those were empty promises.
Were those all the witnesses?
I actually want to bring up another witness. I would like to bring up...
Be quiet. Okay then, time to do closing statements. Prosecutor, please state to the jury your closing statement, and then defense, you can go after that.
As you saw today, you saw multiple pieces of evidence jury that prove America has overlooked many domestic issues because it's too involved in foreign affairs that it forgets about its own people. I hope you consider this in your deliberation, as America must be punished for its crimes.
Jury, please go deliberate and come back with a verdict.
We, the jury, declare that America is guilty for its crimes to others internationally and domestically, and their punishment is no oil for them.
The verdict has been said, and this case has been adjourned.